Hello. It's been a while. Last time I uploaded a YouTube video, like an actual YouTube video, I was 18 years old, and that was 3 years ago. I have uploaded podcasts since then, but that doesn't really count for what I'm about to say, and I'll get into that in a second. But lots of my friends, weirdly, have asked me if I'm ever going to bring the vlogs back, which I think is crazy, because I didn't think anyone would watch these ever. But I guess now they are making a return in some way. And since it's been so long, I think maybe we should do a little catch up over some important things that have happened from the past couple of years. I've lived in 3 different houses since I last posted a YouTube video. I also started a podcast called Finch's Film Club, which has its own YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description and all of the social media pages and stuff. And any future video episodes of podcasts will now be posted on that YouTube channel and not this one, because I'm trying to separate those two. Also, it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so you can listen to it there. Editing videos and social media is my job now, which is pretty fun. But I think I need to have this channel and stuff to be able to enjoy editing and social media in a way that isn't work, you know what I mean? I've worked on live television and also as a producer and editor for some really big media projects, which I am very proud of. The other day, I edited a video to be posted on the BBC, which is pretty fun. What else? My dog turned 7, and I am now the proud owner of my own personal air fryer. So that's a few of the big things that have happened fairly recently, so there you go. Major updates in it, mate. I want to have a quick little ramble, I guess, about the history of this channel, because I think there are some important things to talk about. Number 1, it started back in school. That was a long time ago. The editing was all very, satirical. It was supposed to be, early 2010s YouTube videos with the really cliche copyright-free songs and overuse of ridiculous sound effects, which I still think is kind of funny, so I might use a few classics here and there. It was all very intentional. It was supposed to be just ridiculous and sarcastic, you know what I mean? Another thing that I think is crazy is that generally when you start a YouTube channel or doing some kind of content creation of any kind and you're in school, people will then find that YouTube channel and then take the piss. But fortunately, that did not happen to me. Miraculously, people seem to enjoy my videos, which I think is so funny. But I get the premise behind that because it is fun. It's a bit cringe sometimes, but I guess I've just got such a sensational sense of humor. Everyone was like, Rebecca's videos are really cool. It was kind of a known thing that I made these stupid little vlogs, and people that barely even knew me would come up to me and be like, I watched your video, it was pretty good. And I'm like, hell yeah, it was. I know it was good because I made it and it took me a long time. People would ask me when the next one was or if they could be in it. And I was like, I kind of love that everyone else wants to be involved. It's really sweet. That will always make me feel positive about my cringy little past self. Because what do you mean the typical bad kids at school would come up to me and be like, this is a direct quote, by the way. Yo, I found your videos last night. Pretty good, to be fair. And I guess weirdly it helped me with my future work, teaching myself how to edit when I was a kid, making little graphics and working around things when I couldn't have the editing software that would do these things easily. I always found a way to do it, and I'm very proud of myself for that. I also became a known video editor within the school. Teachers would ask me to edit videos for them to be played in assemblies, and I think that's just ridiculous. That's so funny. And now it's become something that I do every day as my job, which is wild. And that leads me on to the next thing that I'm going to say, something that my friends will definitely not want to hear. You may have noticed that a few of our previous videos are sort of no longer here. And I know that's sad, it really is, but I think it had to be done. I'm not deleting them forever, so don't panic. They're kind of just going into storage. So I'll still keep a couple of my old favorites up here, but I think it just kind of feels right to move away from that a little bit. This channel is just sitting here doing nothing, and I've wanted to do something with it for so long, but in order to do that, I do think I need to just kind of get rid of some of the old stuff. Even if it's just from my point of view, you know what I mean? It just kind of looks messy, you know what I'm saying? I got to tidy it up a little bit. If you still want to watch the old vlogs, I will still have them. If you're in one of them and you're like, hey, I want to watch this because it was a good time, let me know and I'll send it to you. But they just won't be here, unfortunately. So for that, I am deeply, deeply sorry. From secretly filming at school on a broken old yellow iPhone 5C, which we lovingly referred to as the vlog phone, and a nice little iPhone SE, which we somehow broke the audio on, to me doing this right now, whatever the hell this is. Big changes in it, man. I still have the original vlog phone somewhere. I really want to find it, but it's completely dead. It definitely does not work. So from now on, I'll be filming videos to keep myself sane and to keep me enjoying editing and having fun with making my own videos and stuff. And also to help me be more productive, because I feel like if I say in a video that I've got to go and do something, I then have to go and do that thing because there is evidence of me saying that I need to go and do it. You know what I mean? Anyways, here's to the restart of this channel and to every video my friends and I ever made that got us here in the first place. Couldn't have done it without you, team. I hated being in my own videos back in the day. I kind of let you guys take the camera and just run with it. So for that, thank you very much. It was so much fun to edit all of those. I hope you enjoy the fact that I am reviving this channel because I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely going to try and have a good time. I guess, like, see you later. Do you know what I mean? One thing about me is I don't actually watch my own videos. I can't do it. I just can't do it, especially these vlogs. I don't know why. I just could never watch them. The only ones that I would watch was the Christmas ones when it gets to Christmas time every year because I just think they're cute and it's good to remember those times. But these old ones, I haven't watched in about 4 or 5 years. And I am watching this, the second one that we made, and I completely forgot that this happened, and it's so funny. Why is Princess Anne, the actual royal, making a cameo in my stupid YouTube video? It's so funny. P. Anne. The fact that we were all referring to her as P. Anne. I don't know, it's just funny. I literally forgot that happened, and when I saw that, I wheezed with laughter because what the fuck was that? Right lads, it is now the evening time. I am pretty much done with work. It was a very weirdly quiet day today, but all good. The past couple days, the weather has been really nice, but now it's not. It's miserable and grey outside, and it's like ever so slightly too cold for me to go for a walk, which is something that I do every day. I go for like a 2-hour long walk, and I get crazy steps in. But I can't do that today because I've left it too late, and now it's cloudy and miserable and slightly cold. Also, would recommend going for a walk if you can, because it is fun, and also if you don't sleep very well, it will tire you out enough to make you want to go to sleep. And I don't sleep very well. I didn't yesterday because I was just so excited at the thought of making a YouTube video again. I didn't go to sleep because that's like the thing with me. I'll have like a really insane amount of creative ideas, and I will stay awake until 4 AM making sure I've written each and every one of them down in so much detail so that I don't forget them when I next look at them. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I can't not write them down. And it's really annoying because I try and wake up early and do cool things in the morning. But I can't do that if I'm up until 4 AM just writing down a bunch of random crap that enters my mind. So since I have nothing else to do, I think right now I'm gonna give you a little rundown of the podcast for anyone that was unaware of it. There are videos of it on this channel, but like I said, they're gonna be moved over to the other channel where the podcast actually happens. For like a random podcast where I just talk to my friends about films and stuff, I think it does pretty well, you know, considering that like some of it's on YouTube and some of it's on podcast streaming platforms. When you combine those stats, it does pretty well, and I'm actually like pretty pleased with that. The whole reason this started was not because, you know how some people just start a podcast just for the sake of it because they're like, oh my god, we'd be so funny, and they're just not. That's not why. It's because I used to have these really in-depth discussions about films with my friend Evie, who is Olivia's sister, and I don't know, we were just having like a really long conversation about a movie one time, and she was like, you should like actually start a podcast about this, you should talk about this because you know what you're talking about, and because like I always do my research, and I'll come back to that in a second because and she was like, oh, you've got a good podcast radio voice, and I was like, okay, I guess that means I will start a podcast. And I started it in 2023. At the start of 2023, I was filming from January, and I think I released the first episode in like April or something because I wanted to do it in a specific order. But now it's been like 2 years and I've only done 9 or 10 episodes, and that's totally my bad because of like lack of like planning when I'm going to record things. I do all the research and I do everything that I need to do, I just don't actually get around to recording it, which is such a pain. But speaking of research, I post a lot of these short form clips on like TikTok, and people get really in the comments like, oh, this is wrong, oh yeah, everything that you see on TikTok is true. I'm not lying, it's true. I've researched this. I've written it all down by hand. I wrote 6 pages of information for my last one, which was about Greece. And someone kept trying to correct me, and so I was like, I've got to be polite about this, but this is why you're wrong. And people comment stuff like that, and I'm like, hey, so you're kind of right, but actually this is what happened, this. And then they delete their comment because they were wrong. And I'm like, I wish you'd left it up there because you've just made me look even smarter. And I just, come on, if you're going to hate on someone and say that like this information is not true, Google it before you do, because you'll make yourself look like an idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. You look stupid. I'm not saying that I get everything right all the time, because obviously I don't. Maybe I'll make a mistake and I'll say something's a fact when it's actually a theory. Like, that's going to happen sometimes. But for the most part, I am absolutely not wrong, because I'm not going to spread misinformation on my podcast. When people tell me that I'm wrong on something that I've extensively researched, and you can Google it for yourself, oh my god, shut up. Anyway, another thing I've got to learn how to do is use this camera, because I bought it a really long time ago specifically for recording the podcast, and I don't actually think I've recorded one with this camera, which is annoying because I've had it for a very long time and it was very expensive. I just think I need to read the instructions a bit, but that's just my least favourite thing to do, because I feel like they either go into too much detail or they don't go into enough detail. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of a skill that I'm going to have to master a little bit more, because most of the time I work on like the post-production side of things if I'm making videos and stuff and working on things, or if I'm like directing something and I don't have to actually touch the camera, then I won't worry about the camera. But now I've got to kind of worry about the camera, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to learn how to use this expensive thing pretty soon. Also, earlier I was rewatching some of the old videos, like the vlogs and everything, and I just think it's nuts. Like, that was such a long time ago, and I can't even comprehend that the first one we made was 6 years ago. But, so, it's been a long time, and I'm excited to just kind of like do what I've got to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Hopefully next time I make a video I'll actually have something to do and it won't be freezing cold outside and I can leave the house. But anyway, that is all for today, I think. I hope you had a good day. I hope this video was all right for you in terms of like a grand return. So I'll see you next time. Don't know what I'll be doing, but I will definitely be making some kind of video because this is fun. Okay, bye-bye.